I purposefully spilled a giant glass of wine on my mother at my brother's wedding. Last month, my brother Daniel got married to the woman he spent the last 7 years with. My sister-in-law Rachel is wonderful, perfect for him. My mother, however, was not happy. She's always been a narcissist. Everything has to be about her. Every holiday, every birthday, every family event, she finds a way to make herself the center of attention. When Daniel told her he was engaged, she cried. Not happy tears, angry tears. You're too young. You barely know her. This is a mistake. He was 29. They'd been together for 7 years. She refused to meet Rachel's parents, skipped the engagement party, told Daniel she needed time to process. 3 weeks before the wedding, she had a meltdown. She called Daniel screaming that he was abandoning her, that Rachel was stealing her son, that if he married that woman, she'd never forgive him. He told her if she couldn't be supportive, she didn't have to come. She hung up on him. For 2 weeks, radio silence. Daniel didn't know if she'd show up. Part of him hoped she wouldn't. Rachel had specifically told him what dress she'd bought for his mom, a beautiful navy blue gown, elegant, appropriate. Daniel even paid for it himself to avoid any drama. The day of the wedding, I was standing with Daniel at the altar as his groomsman. The music started. Guests began filling in. Then I saw her, front row, center seat, wearing white, not just white, a full bridal gown, strapless, lace, floor length with a goddamn train. She looked more like a bride than Rachel. Daniel's face went pale. Is that Mom? When Rachel walked down the aisle, I saw her eyes go straight to our mother. Her smile faltered for half a second. Then she recovered, but I could see the hurt in her eyes. Everyone was staring, whispering. Our mother sat there beaming, soaking in the attention. The ceremony was tense. Daniel stumbled over his vows. Rachel's hands were shaking. Afterward, during photos, our mother inserted herself into every single shot, standing between Daniel and Rachel, holding Daniel's arm, posing like she was the bride. The photographer kept trying to politely move her. She'd just move right back. At the reception lunch, it got worse. Our mother held court at her table, loudly telling anyone who'd listen about how hard it is to let go of your son, and how she'll always be the most important woman in his life. Rachel was sitting at the head table, barely touching her food. Daniel looked miserable. I saw Rachel's maid of honor lean over and whisper something to her. Rachel just shook her head and smiled sadly. That's when I decided I wasn't going to let this continue. We'd been served red wine with lunch. I walked up to the bar and asked the bartender to fill my glass to the absolute brim. I carried it carefully over to where my mother was sitting, surrounded by relatives listening to her monologue. I positioned myself right next to her chair. Then I tripped. The entire glass of red wine went directly onto her white dress. She screamed. I immediately dropped to my knees. Oh my God, Mom, I'm so sorry. I'm so clumsy. I can't believe I just did that. She was sputtering, furious, wine dripping down the front of her dress. You idiot! Look what you've done! I'm so sorry. Here, let me help. I grabbed napkins and started dabbing at it, making it worse. The stains spread across the bodice, down the skirt, soaking into the lace. It looked like a crime scene. It's ruined, she shrieked. Maybe you can rinse it out in the bathroom? She tried. Spent 20 minutes in there scrubbing. She came out looking even worse. The dress was soaked, stained, clinging to her. She grabbed her purse and stormed over to Daniel. I have to go home and change. This is absolutely humiliating. She left. The venue was 2 hours from her house, 4-hour round trip. The second she was gone, the entire energy shifted. Rachel's shoulders relaxed. Daniel actually smiled. Guests started having fun. About 10 minutes later, my phone buzzed. Text from Rachel's maid of honor. You deserve an Oscar for that performance. Thank you. I texted back a wine glass emoji. Our mother didn't return until halfway through the reception. She'd changed into the navy dress Daniel had originally bought for her. By then, no one cared. The party was in full swing. She sulked in the corner for the rest of the night. When Daniel and Rachel left for their honeymoon, Rachel hugged me and whispered, "Thank you."